We can't wait till Saturday.
What was the official offer to Caitlin?
It was 2 years, $5 million a year. And plus, we were going to do cool stuff with merch. And
in a world where athletes chase paychecks like oxygen, she stands out as the rare soul who treats her hometown and her supporters as something far more valuable than any mountain of overseas money. Loyalty? Most people abandoned that idea years ago the moment a bigger offer flashed in front of them. That's what makes this next part feel almost unbelievable. Because when Caitlin Clark was handed a European deal dripping with cash and prestige, she didn't hesitate. She tore it apart, walked away, and sent a message so bold it sent shockwaves through the entire sports world.
Feel like there could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlin Clark away from us and give her a crazy...
But right when the final signatures were about to hit the page, something unexpected dropped into her life like a plot twist no one saw coming. Iowa called her home. And you need to realize just how seismic that moment truly was. Because the second she chose to answer that invitation, the entire sports universe froze in disbelief, especially one particular individual who hasn't stopped whining about lost money and imagined debts ever since.
There, and if these owners are smart with it, I could definitely see more WNBA players going overseas and possibly not
be sitting there wondering what the real earthquake is beneath all of this. It's just a contract, right? But let me pull back the curtain for you. When someone puts a European offer on the table, especially one so massive it makes anything the WNBA can pay look microscopic, you're expected by every traditional rule of sports business to take it instantly. It's supposed to be the obvious choice, the financial slam dunk. The kind of deal reserved for the top-tier athletes who play 3-on-3, dominate 1-on-1, stay close to home markets, and use their names to grow their own brands far beyond any single team. For megastars like Caitlin Clark, these European deals aren't just checks with ridiculous numbers printed on them. They come wrapped in a lifestyle most players only dream about. Think about living in the kind of luxury suite that feels more like a private palace. Think about being treated like royalty the second you step off a plane. Think about hearing an entirely new fan base shouting your name until the arena shakes. For most athletes, signing a contract like this is the pinnacle, like hitting a career jackpot with international fame and a life-changing fortune. This wasn't a casual decision made on a whim. It was a life-altering choice to walk away from millions just to stay close to the heart of Iowa. Caitlin is the kind of teammate who lifts everyone, not someone who walks around acting untouchable. If she were arrogant or self-absorbed, this story would feel completely different. But she isn't. And you could feel that truth in the air. The moment she stepped into Kinnick Stadium, thousands stood shoulder to shoulder, wrapped in black and gold, holding signs with her name and number like they were welcoming home a returning legend, because she is one. This wasn't just a crowd. It was a wave of familiar faces, people who they had been cheering for her long before the world knew her name, since that very first shot she took inside Carver Hawkeye Arena. So when Caitlin chose Iowa over Europe, it wasn't some random decision. It was a deliberate, almost defiant act of honoring where she came from. Because for her, the connection to her hometown and the people it runs deeper than any contract ever printed. And here's the thing, this loyalty didn't just magically appear. It was built, nurtured, earned. It went both ways. Even after she signed with the Indiana Fever and stepped into the blazing spotlight of the WNBA, Iowa never loosened its grip. They hosted massive watch parties just to see her play. They flooded social media with her highlights. Some fans even drove hours crossing state after state, just for a chance to witness her on a bigger stage. Hawkeye Nation made absolutely sure that Caitlin felt every ounce of that devotion. And believe me, she knew exactly how rare that kind of love is. Rookie of the Year. First team WNBA. But the question was asked, what was it like playing each other? Well, aside from the 4 times I lost to Kate, not too bad, she joked. Moments like that weren't just interviews. They were snapshots of a bond that ran far deeper than basketball. Her homecoming wasn't some casual visit. It was a thunderbolt of emotion. A reminder of everything they had built together. Coach Lisa Blutter, the woman who guided Caitlin from a starry-eyed freshman into a full-blown professional force, watched with pride that couldn't be hidden. Seeing Caitlin at Kinnick again wasn't just special for the fans. It was a deeply personal full-circle moment for Blutter, because she understood every step, every setback, every sacrifice that had shaped this incredible journey. "Thank you," Caitlin said. "Our careers were unbelievable, and so much of that is because of you. We were lucky to play somewhere like this. We're glad to be back. Let's go get a win." Those memories, those bonds, that feeling of belonging. It's something almost extinct in today's sports world, where fame and money can swallow a player whole. But for Caitlin, Iowa isn't some dot on a map. It's home. Undeniably, unmistakably home. So while others chase those lucrative overseas deals, her choice was like a lightning strike across the sports landscape. A loud reminder that loyalty and roots can still matter more than a padded bank account. Rookie of the Year didn't change that. Nothing has. And for those new to basketball, those who jumped into this world because Caitlin Clark became impossible to ignore, buckle up. You missed one of the most electric, jaw-dropping rise to stardom stories college sports has ever seen. During her Hawkeye years, she didn't just play the game. She reinvented it. She delivered triple-doubles like clockwork, a rare feat she accomplished 3 times in 2020. And then there was that immortal buzzer beater against Indiana on February 26, 2023. A shot so dramatic it felt like the entire arena stopped breathing. In that moment, her legend wasn't built. It exploded, and let's be honest, it wasn't just her supernatural talent that carried Iowa to back-to-back Final Fours. It was her fearlessness, her consistency, her fire. Fans didn't just support her, they felt like they were part of a movement. With Caitlin on the court, Iowa didn't just elevate, they ascended. There she was standing on the field, shining with championship rings. Beside her, another icon, Coach Lisa Blutter, who retired after last season. Jan Jensen now leading the program. All of them surrounded by trophies, accolades, history. Carver Hawkeye Arena became a fortress, loud, unshakable, overflowing with record-breaking crowds that sent waves of electricity through the air. Every home game felt like an event, a spectacle, something unforgettable. Caitlin didn't just play in that atmosphere. She created it. She united people. She ignited an entire state. And beyond the stats, beyond the records, beyond the awards, her true legacy is etched in the hearts of those who see her as the embodiment of Iowa's spirit. Because she chose loyalty over fortune, home over glamour, community over cash. In doing so, she sparked something bigger than herself. Iowa women's basketball didn't just rise, it became a living, breathing community, a movement, a legacy built on heart, passion, and a player who remembered where she came from. And because of that, it will continue to thrive for generations to come.